There was a shot that goes from one side and goes over me and goes, yeah, I fell asleep during that. I was supposed to be dreaming. Maybe I was dreaming. I was just probably not dreaming the dream in the movie.
So much of this film feels Stephen King coded to me.
Fair.
Really just from the alcoholic school teacher, the 217.
Yeah.
How much
217.
was that in your head to a certain degree?
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
217 has to have come from that. It has to have. And I'm a Kubrick guy when it comes to The Shining. You know, I definitely worship that movie. And I thought of changing it to 237. But then I was like, you know what? My first impulse has got to be the one I stick with, so I kept 217. Yeah, there's something, the Needful Things trailer promised something that my imagination just went nuts with when I saw that as a kid. I had a different experience when I watched the movie, but the trailer, I was just kind of really into a small town just imploding over one central mystery. And so I think that might have also been present when I was writing it.
Zach was very clear how he wanted her to feel and was very clear on the page. And I had so much fun just developing this, character or playing around with the character. And sometimes it's the most random things that inspire me that have nothing to do with the script in a way. And then I was realizing after finishing the movie that one of an inspiration, it almost feels like a heightened, extreme female version of Zach. So I was kind of looking, and for some reason, even with the glasses and the t-shirts, and there were certain things that I wasn't even aware that I was kind of
channeling him?
Yeah, maybe.
Did you bring that to his attention after you realized?
I told him after we finished the movie. I was looking over pictures and I was standing like you, and So.
I want to talk about Arthur's dream because I imagine that is such a cool way to almost get into the psyche of a character through the context of the film.
Yeah.
And so to start, what were the conversations that you had with Zach Cregger about that sequence?
I mean, there was a lot of prep beforehand, and he and I, after I read the script, he came over and he got very raw and very kind of naked with me right away. He was just honest about where the characters had come from, and then we started talking about the dream stuff. Then we started talking about relationships between son and father, and guys who kind of live in that manual masculinity that they can't seem to get out of, and it was nice, man. And then when we were doing it, I don't know if he told you this, there was a shot that goes from one side and goes over me and goes, yeah, I fell asleep during that. I was supposed to be dreaming. Maybe I was dreaming. I was just probably not dreaming the dream in the movie. Yeah, but I fell asleep.
But you actually fell asleep on set?
I actually fell asleep.
Was it just a long day?
No, when I work, I don't sleep. I just sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, and after 2.5 months of that and going from job to job, yeah, it was a good opportunity.
Hey, you gotta see
He
that.
laughed.
Exactly.
He thought it was funny.
So was he basically just waiting for you to do something and you were just out?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And to what degree did you even just kind of analyze the dream itself? Because there is a lot of symbolism in it as well. I mean, I'm thinking about the giant AR-15 over the house.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and the 217 and what that means, and whether it's kind of some governmental sheep mentality or good and evil, and I don't know. I mean, we talked about it, and I don't know if he kind of revealed everything to me. I think he kept things somewhat off camera and mysterious during filming, which I think was a good thing.
And you come out of the dream with a amazing what the fuck.
Yeah.
It is just an all-timer.
We
what
did
the
that
fuck.
a few times.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I'm glad that he chose the one that he chose.
Yeah.
We laughed every time we did it.
I don't understand at all. Why just her classroom? Why only hers?
Where are our children?
We have a lot of emotional parents here. I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place.
But I do want to ask about your scuffle in the kitchen in the final scene because it is quite intense.
Yeah.
Your eyes. Can you tell me just about the filming of that sequence and how that was accomplished?
Yeah, I think making sure that intensity was there was a big part of it, and some of the physical stuff, and then also how to
the technical of it.
Yeah.
He's chasing me around a lot, and you know, yeah.
Right.
But we had those days were really hard, but they were still really fun.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's
Oh yeah.
The whole job was so fun. It was such a fun job.
Yeah. Well, any movie that ends with kids just crashing through windows and doors, like, how could it not be fun?
Yeah.
Did you watch that on set?
No, I wasn't there.
I
It's
was
amazing
there
to see it.
that
You
day.
were?
Yeah, and it was amazing to watch. And I saw that they kept on having to reset and everything. And every single time when it happened, like, everybody, in between, everybody was like tired because I don't remember what hour it was, but then as soon as they would kind of, all the kids, everybody was like, boing, like, everybody just woke up, and it was amazing. Yeah.
Crashing through the windows and the doors and is such a massive thing. How did you put that together? What was the separate?
Brutal. First of all, 4 days of shooting that sequence, 17 kids running through glass and all these crazy things. And I mean, every one of those little beats is a lot of prep. Prep is the answer to that question. It's like, we have to do a ton of rehearsal, and we have to have VFX rehearsals, and we have to have stunt rehearsals, and it just took a long time. It was really stressful. And I had, for about a 3-week period after we wrapped, every time I fell asleep, I would be ported back to set trying to get kids to jump through things. Like, please focus, please jump, and it was like, and I'd wake up and be like, it's not real, it's over, I already shot the movie, I don't need to be doing this. I could not get out of that mental rut of like corralling children through windows.
You walk out of this hotel room today, you go into the street, you see someone running at you with their arms at their sides.
I
What's
never
your
understood
reaction?
that. I don't know if you asked Zach. Have you talked to?
I didn't get his interpretation.
Yeah,
of it,
I don't know if that's something. I don't know where that came from, and I never wanted to know, and I still don't want to know.
It's a good mystery
because it is a good mystery, and it's very strange the way it's something that he tells you he's going to do, or you see happen on set, and you go, is that going to be dumb, or is that going to be? And I think it's super effective.
Yeah,
super effective.
Crazy eerie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So anybody on the street that you see like that, you're going to freak out.
Everything is so specifically driven from the characters' perspectives. I'm curious just kind of how you worked around continuity, and is each story perfectly lined up, or did you kind of mess with it?
I think there's a little bit of creative liberties with like the events creative liberties. I mean, none of it's real, but I did try and do a calendar where I was trying to exactly pinpoint like how these events coincided, and it's impossible. They don't. There are major plot holes all over this, like the cop dragging the guy in, and then the cop car's there all day, and so the little kid doesn't see the cop car until he comes home from school. It's like, how's that possible? It doesn't work. It doesn't add up. And at a certain point, you have to just be like, that's okay, Well,
I mean, could you say it is just from their personal perspective?
Yeah, exactly. They're unreliable narrators. It's all subjective.
Those kids walked out of those homes. No one pulled them out. No one forced them. What do you see that I don't?